Hi everyone, welcome back to yet another episode of the Typewriter Chronicles, where I give you advice on how to write awesome shit productively and efficiently, and today we are talking about beta readers. I kind of just want a mix for you of writer advice on this topic and beta reader advice on this topic, meaning how to go around beta readers if you're a writer, and what to do if you are thinking of becoming a beta reader or if you are one or whatever. So yeah, it's just gonna be an ultimate guide to beta reader newbies. So without any further ado, let's jump right into it. If you don't know what a beta reader is and what you need them for, beta readers are basically just like people offer you for free to just out of their own free will to help you out and just read your book before pretty much any other people do. You want them to be like a casual reader who will tell you what sucks about the book and what doesn't. And at what point you want beta readers is completely up to you. At whatever point you feel like other people could read it, that's when you can start sending it to beta readers. Then you can find beta readers and they should tell you what parts are slow-paced, what characters might not be necessary there, what characters are awesome, all that shit. So that's that. And now, how can you find beta readers? I would just suggest, I think Twitter is the best for this, but you can also write it on your Instagram. There's gonna be someone who sees it and someone who could be like, this person wants beta readers, so I could do that. And I would suggest, you can upload a photo, whatever photo on Instagram, and you can just write underneath like, hey, I'm working on a fantasy romance book right now. Is anyone interested in being my beta reader? And then someone will hopefully comment or DM you and will be like, hey, I'm interested, or you can do the same on Twitter. You can tag it with something like beta readers or anything like that, and then hopefully some people will find you like that. And lastly, for the writers, as for how you should send it to them and like what you should ask them, I think it's the best to send it maybe chapter by chapter, but definitely regularly. So probably like every week, and just make a deal with the beta reader, like, I'm going to send it to you every Saturday, and like you ask them to read it during that week, and then they'll give you feedback, and then you'll just keep on sending them chapters. Or I feel like it could even, in some cases, it could work to just send them the whole book, and then on Google Drive they can leave you notes on the whole thing and comment on each chapter. Ask the beta readers what they would prefer maybe, or ask yourself what works the best for you, and then just do that. And just there's plenty of things that you can ask the beta readers. I don't want this video to be a million years long, so I'm just gonna make it quick. You need to know if the characters are well developed and if they're all important there, because it might happen that you have characters that just don't add anything to the story, so you might have to eliminate them or just change them somehow. Another thing that you need to know is the pace. If it's fast, if it's just slow as fuck, any plot holes, ask them if there's anything confusing and weird. And another thing could be for general writing. If you are an underwriter, if any descriptions are like just unnecessary and too long. And yeah, so now moving on to the how to be a great beta reader part. I have been beta reading for a while now, actually, and I'm ashamed because I feel like I've been an absolutely, completely horrible beta reader, because my god, I've been having so many things to do, and I've been really procrastinating a lot when it comes to the beta reading, and so sometimes it takes me a million years to read the chapters. So, first thing, don't make empty promises. Actually read it when you're supposed to. Like, it's like if the person asks you to read a chapter every week and they send it to you every week, and then it'd be great if you read that chapter during said week. I recommend you to read it immediately after they send it to you, because else you will procrastinate and you won't have time for it, and it's not gonna be great. Number 2 is really think about it before agreeing to it. It is better for you to say that you're not gonna be a beta reader than for you to be a horrible beta reader who doesn't have time for it and who just sucks at doing the job. It's not easy. I'm going to say it up front. It's much more difficult than I ever thought it would be. You know, you think, great, I'm gonna read a book. Fun, right? For free, and like, yeah. But the book is not finished. So a lot of the time, there's like tiny issues with it, tiny like confusing things and whatever. But also, even if it's absolutely fucking on point and you love it and you're obsessed with it, it's exhausting to read in this way. When I read books personally, and I think it's like that for a lot of people, I just enjoy whatever is written there. You know, I just read it. I don't focus on what's wrong. I don't focus on any things that might be improved or whatever. And in this case, it's not like that. You need to focus on what works, what doesn't, on the characters, all the things I basically listed earlier that the writer needs to ask about. You need to know what to say about these things. And so it's difficult, and if you think that you can't do that and that you don't have time, don't offer to be a beta reader. There just happens to be a time when you just are super busy. Just apologize and read it a little later, but just make sure that you don't procrastinate and don't just bail on it because you're lazy or whatever. Another thing is, be very specific and completely honest. We want the beta readers because we want to improve our book. Sure, it is horrible and hard to handle criticism, but we need it. So please criticize our book. Just don't be rude. Don't be mean about it. Say it like it is. Don't sugarcoat, but just like don't don't say to the person like, your book is horrible and I absolutely hated this chapter. Say, well, this chapter was rather slow-paced and it wasn't really my favorite because I just think that this thing is unnecessary and this thing is, and there are too many long descriptions and shit. And just actually say what's wrong and don't just be like, I hated this shit, you know, because in that case, you shouldn't be a beta reader because it's not going to help us. It's just going to make us feel like we're horrible writers and that our book is absolute trash and we should not keep writing it, which we don't want. So don't be rude, but be completely honest and just say how it is. And the best thing is, I try to, you know, look for both the good and the bad things because we want to know what works and we want to know what doesn't work. And we also don't want to completely fall apart. Of course, there will be times when there will be mostly just great feedback and then mostly just bad, but just always try to find something that could be improved and something that you absolutely loved. Because then, you know, there will be nice balance and the writer won't feel like there's no work to be done because it's perfect. I don't think that would be the case, but you know, you never know. But they will also not feel like the book is absolutely horrible. I would just say, be kind, read it decently fast, but I get that it's not easy, but just like if you know that you won't have the time, don't do it. And just actually really first think about it and whether you are willing to do the work that it takes to read and just give them feedback, because it's really not easy, or at least not for me, but I don't think it's gonna be easy for most people because it's just a lot of work. Yeah, I hope this video was helpful. If it was, and if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this, and yeah, have a brilliant day and see you soon in another video. Bye!